Welcome back to the Kenny Show. If you've been watching this computer build up until now, then you'll see that things are exciting and then it gets a little boring. But that all ends today because we're going to be putting this computer into this Cooler Master A10-5800 case. This is going to be so cool. So let's prep the case. Remove the thumb screw and then remove the side panel. And then in here there are some cables and a bag of parts. We're interested in this bag of parts because they have standoffs, and that's what we're going to be using to mount our motherboard in the computer case. The little golden things in the bag, those are called standoffs. There are 2 standoffs already installed in this case, so we need 4 more of them. Inside of here, there's this special mounting screw socket so that there's a place for your standoff and a place where you can screw it in. We're going to hand insert these standoffs in the holes labeled A, B, C, D, and the ones below it. Place this socket on the standoff and then screw it in until it's snug. Not too tight because these things will strip really easy. Now it's time to install the I/O plate. This I/O plate will cut your finger and make you bleed, so be very careful. You might want to look at your motherboard first because you don't want to put this in upside down. And I know this is the right way because the speaker jacks are on this side of the case. So I'm going to go ahead and put this in. Whoops. Just like. We dumped out the bag and sorted it so that we can see which screws we need to use to mount the motherboard. We looked at this chart so that we can find the pile that has 14 screws. The reason we did that is because we need those to mount the motherboard. Disconnect your motherboard and then match the holes and also get your I/O plate where it's supposed to go. And then it should fit right in and there. On this standoff right here, there's a rib. And it should lock in if you have the motherboard in the right place. And then you give this side a little push and then you start installing your 6 screws. Oh, and I almost forgot, this standoff right here was pre-mounted in the case. Once you got all the motherboard screws mounted, you can move on to the next step. Install your power supply, put it in at an angle. Then as you can see, I don't put this down all the way. And then just slide it in until it's under that lip and then just push it a little bit. If you don't tilt it, then the little vibration screws down here, well, they'll pop off and there won't be any vibration screws. See, these are the ones right here. See, these 4. Now it's time to start thinking about cable management. For cable management, you're going to need your instruction manual for your motherboard and your instruction manual for your case. First of all, we took this fan off and we spun it because the power cable was right here and we wanted it up here. We took the motherboard off so that we can run these 2 cables from the power supply back behind the motherboard so that they could fit in their spots. We're going to connect this fan to this fan in series and then connect it to the power supply. And we're going to run those cables back behind the motherboard so that no one can see them. We ran the front panel connectors back behind the computer, looped them around, and connected them right here. You're going to need to get your motherboard manual and refer to this diagram. You're going to need it so that you can connect your front panel connectors. Here's where the USB 2.0 goes in. And there are 2 places you can plug it in. It doesn't matter where you plug it in because they're both the same. It can only be plugged in one way. This is where the audio goes from the front panel. It supports your headphones and microphone jacks. Make sure you plug in the HD audio because if you pick AC97, then that's for really, really old motherboards. Looks like this motherboard doesn't have a USB 3.0 slot, So we're gonna order a part in. I think we're gonna get a PCI USB 3.0 card. We're not done yet, but here's what some of the cable management looks like. And they give you zip ties, so use them. Because you don't want a messy computer on the inside. You want a nice and clean one so that there's better airflow. Make sure to like, subscribe, and leave comments down below. And click here to see the video before this. And click here to see what to do next. Is it the side panel or the back side panel? Seems right. Oh, what am I saying? Vibration screws. What am I talking about?